In our modern age, it is easy to believe that we have mapped every corner of our planet. We have satellites in the sky and explorers who have reached the deepest oceans, yet the natural world still holds countless secrets waiting patiently to be found. The thrill of discovery is not just a thing of the past. It continues today, often in the most unexpected of places. Finding a new species, whether it is an insect, a fish, or a plant, reminds us that our understanding of life on Earth is far from complete. Each new discovery is like finding a missing piece of a grand puzzle, adding to our knowledge of evolution and the intricate web of life that connects us all. This sense of wonder was recently renewed in a place known for its rugged and unforgiving beauty, Big Bend National Park in Texas. Here, in the vast expanse of the Chihuahuan Desert, a new plant was hiding in plain sight. It was first noticed in March 2024 by a dedicated park volunteer, Deb Manley, and a park ranger. In a landscape often defined by its grand canyons and sprawling vistas, their keen eyes were drawn to something incredibly small on the ground. This initial sighting was the first step on a journey that would reveal a plant so unique it would challenge our existing classifications of the plant kingdom. The discovery of a new plant species is always an exciting event for botanists and nature lovers. It opens up new avenues for research and helps us better understand the biodiversity of a region. However, this particular find was even more significant. It was not just a new species, but an entirely new genus, a much broader category of life. This is an exceptionally rare event. In fact, it was the first time in nearly 50 years that a new plant genus had been described from a national park in the United States. It shows that even in well-explored areas, there are still remarkable biological treasures to be found if we only look closely enough. The process of confirming this discovery required a team of dedicated scientists. Led by Isaac H. Lichter-Mark from the California Academy of Sciences, researchers from several institutions came together to study the tiny specimen. They couldn't identify it using existing guides, which was the first clue that they'd found something truly special. They turned to modern science using DNA sequencing to analyze the plant's genetic makeup. The results were astonishing. The plant's DNA was so different from its closest relatives that it could not be placed in any known genus. It was official. They had discovered not only a new species, but a whole new branch on the family tree of life. The newly discovered plant was given the scientific name Ovicula biradiata. The name is wonderfully descriptive. Ovicula means tiny sheep in Latin, a nod to the plant's leaves, which are covered in a dense layer of soft, white, woolly hairs. Biradiata refers to the two prominent petal-like structures, or ray florets, on each of its small flowers, but scientists and park staff also gave it a more memorable nickname, the woolly devil. This name perfectly captures its dual nature. The soft, woolly appearance of its leaves, combined with the two tiny horns that rise from the tips of its flower petals, giving it a devilishly unique look. The woolly devil is a master of miniature life. The entire plant is incredibly small, typically growing no more than 1 to 3 inches across. It stays low to the ground, a strategy that helps it survive in the harsh desert environment. Its most striking features are its tiny red and white flowers, which are a marvel of natural design. Each flower head has just 2 ray petals, and each of these petals has a distinctive horn-like tip. This unique floral structure is unlike anything seen in its relatives within the vast Asteraceae family, which also includes familiar plants like sunflowers and daisies. It is a tiny horned jewel of the desert floor. Every feature of the woolly devil is an adaptation for survival in one of North America's most extreme climates. The dense white wool on its leaves is not just for show. These tiny hairs, called trichomes, act as a protective blanket. They reflect the intense desert sun, reduce water loss through evaporation, and shield the plant from the constant drying winds. This fuzzy coating allows the plant to conserve every precious drop of moisture it can get. Its small size and ground-hugging form are also crucial, helping it avoid the worst of the wind and heat in its rocky, exposed home. The woolly devil's home is as specific as its appearance. It has only been found in 3 very small, remote locations within Big Bend National Park. It grows in a particular type of soil, pale, coarse limestone gravel that has been washed down from the surrounding hills. This specific habitat requirement is likely one reason why it has remained undiscovered for so long. The plant is what scientists call an ephemeral annual. This means it has a very short life cycle, appearing only briefly after sufficient spring rains. It must sprout, grow, flower and produce seeds in a very short window of time before the desert heat and dryness return. Because the woolly devil is found in only 3 small populations within a very narrow range, it is considered inherently vulnerable. The scientists who discovered it have suggested that it would qualify for a vulnerable status under the International Union for Conservation of Nature, or IUCN, criteria. Its entire existence is confined to a tiny corner of a single national park. To protect these fragile populations from being disturbed or illegally collected, the Park Service has made the decision not to share the exact coordinates of where the plants grow. This secrecy is a necessary measure to give this rare new species its best chance at survival. The greatest threat to the woolly devil's long-term survival is the changing climate. The desert ecosystems of the American Southwest are projected to become hotter and drier in the coming decades. For a plant like the woolly devil, which is an ephemeral annual, this trend is deeply concerning. Its entire life cycle is tied to the arrival of infrequent rainfall. If the rains come less often, or if the periods between them grow longer, the plant may not have the opportunity to germinate and complete its life cycle. Lead researcher Isaac H. Lichter-Mark has expressed this concern, stating, "It's possible that we've documented a species that is already on its way out." The plant's short-lived nature makes it particularly sensitive to environmental shifts. It lies dormant as a seed, waiting for the perfect combination of moisture and temperature to spring to life. A single failed rainy season could mean that an entire generation of plants never gets the chance to grow. A series of dry years could be catastrophic for such a small and isolated population. The woolly devil is a living barometer of the desert's health. Its struggle to survive in the face of a warming climate is a story that is being repeated for countless other specialized species all over the world, each one facing an uncertain future. This fragility highlights the immense importance of national parks like Big Bend. These protected areas serve as vital sanctuaries for biodiversity, providing a refuge for species that might otherwise have nowhere else to go. The discovery of the woolly devil within the park's boundaries underscores the value of preserving these wild landscapes. It is a reminder that these places are not just for recreation. They are living laboratories and critical reservoirs of life. The continued protection of Big Bend's habitats is the most important step we can take to ensure that the woolly devil and other rare species have a fighting chance in a rapidly changing world. With the discovery of Avicula biradiata now official, the real work for scientists is just beginning. There is so much more to learn about this mysterious little plant. Researchers plan to return to Big Bend to monitor the known populations, tracking their size and health over time. A key question they hope to answer is which insects are responsible for pollinating its unique horned flowers. Understanding its life cycle in greater detail, from seed to flower and back to seed, will be crucial for developing effective conservation strategies. Every piece of new information will help paint a fuller picture of the woolly devil's place in the desert ecosystem. Beyond its ecology, the woolly devil may also hold secrets within its chemistry. Many plants in the sunflower family are known to produce interesting chemical compounds, some of which have been found to have anti-inflammatory or even anti-cancer properties. Scientists are eager to study the tiny glands on the woolly devil's leaves to see if they contain any unique substances that could be beneficial to medicine. This research highlights how every species, no matter how small, has the potential to hold solutions to human challenges. Protecting biodiversity is not just about saving nature. It is also about preserving a library of untapped potential. Everyone has a role to play in protecting rare plants like the woolly devil. When visiting national parks and other natural areas, it is vital to stay on designated trails and durable surfaces. Fragile habitats like the gravel flats where the woolly devil grows can be easily damaged by foot traffic, especially during wet springs when many tiny annuals are in bloom. Park officials also encourage visitors to become community scientists. If you see an unusual wildflower, you can report it using apps like iNaturalist. However, It is essential to leave the plant untouched and allow experts to handle any collection for scientific study. The discovery of the woolly devil is a powerful reminder of the importance of careful fieldwork and the spirit of exploration. It proves that there are still wonders to be found, even in places we thought we knew well. Each new species is a thread in the rich tapestry of life on our planet. By studying and protecting these unique organisms, we are not only expanding our scientific knowledge, but also taking responsibility for the stewardship of our natural world. The story of the tiny sheep with horns is a call to look closer, to tread lightly, and to cherish the extraordinary biodiversity that makes our world so wonderfully complex and beautiful.